Hey guys, RC here. Welcome back. We are on episode, I don't know, we're on episode 6 of our Dwarf Fortress tutorial for Dwarf Fortress 4305R08, the most recent release of Lazy Noob Pack. And we were going through what the different keys mean. So let me back out of here for a second. Alright, so here we are at the main embark screen. We have not started yet, but we've just opened the game into the playability area. And we have all these commands that are at our disposal. What do they do? Well, we've started going down the list and we were at status. And we had gone through animals, we had gone through kitchen, and we were at stone. So what this tells us is it magma safe? So calcite's magma safe, cassiterite's magma safe. This is things you can use when you're dealing with magma. Any non-magma safe stone will actually melt from the intense heat of the magma and the lava. But then off to the side here, alabaster is used to make plaster powder. Bismuthinite is bismuth ore. Calcite, you need that to make steel, pig iron, or quicklime. Cassiterite is a tin ore. You can use that to glaze stone and clay crafts, pots, statues, and jugs. Chalk, again, that's a flux stone for steel, pig iron, and quicklime. Copper nuggets is a copper ore. Dolomite is a flux stone for pig iron and steel. Galena is 50% silver and lead, so you'll get one lead and you have a 50% chance of getting one silver bar when you smelt galena. So that just kind of tells you what each is. And then they'll turn white as you find them in your digging. Okay? So that's economic stone. We're going to tab over to other. All right, and then here's the other stone. Economic stone is that, what you can do things with that will gain you wealth. They have a value. Any other stone, this is the stone you want to use for building. Blocks, walls, crafts, doors, tables, whatever. That's what you're going to want to use non-economic stone, and that's what these are. All right, so we're going to escape out of that. Right arrow to stocks and enter. This is a individual list of every item in the game and how many you have, and then you can go in. So we have roughly 100 seeds, and we can tab E for enhanced view. There we go. But this enhances everything, so this breaks down very detailed, and I don't use that one, to be honest with you. But I do look at stocks just to see what I've got, if there's anything I need in particular. This is also where you keep track of your created wealth, what it's from, and your imported wealth, exported wealth. This is what you sell. So everything that we brought, food, picks, and the axe is worth 7,267 dwarf bucks. This also gives us a breakdown. We have 2 miners, a woodworker, so we don't have any rangers, no metalsmiths, and no military, which is on this side. So this is where you can kind of keep at a glance what you're dealing with. All right, we're going to escape out of there. All right, we're going to go K, and again, I'm just right here, lowercase k to look. All right, well, what is that? Oh, on this one patch right there is a sow, snow-covered ice, and a pile of snow. All right, what's down here? What is this red stuff? This is loam. All right, that's a claystone boulder right there that I'm on top of, so that's a rock. And then these are upward slopes on the glacier. So basically, you're standing here. You have to remember, we're looking at a two-dimensional picture from above. Okay, so this is a spy plane, one of our satellites going over the area, taking a picture downward. So this is the level that we can see, and then this is a slope that goes uphill. So how do we get uphill? Well, it's if you look at your comma and period button, they have the greater than and less than symbol. If you hit shift comma or the shift less than symbol, you'll go up. Shift and greater than, you'll go down. So from here, shift and greater than, we're underground now. Shift and less than, we go up. So now we can still see us, but we're one level down. This is the level above us. So this is the next level of this cliff. And let's zoom out a little bit. All right. And then again, now there is another mountain area here, just higher up the hill. And eventually we will get to this top plateau on this spot. Okay. Now there was something I had seen right here. All right. So you can see we've got this plateau here. This would go down to here, down to here, down to here, and back up to here. Okay. So I want to zoom in right there. And I want to come into that level there. So here is the level we're on. Or I believe, yep, right there. All right, so I'm looking at this grayish area. Now, you see I'm over it. It says I'm in an open space. Right here, it's a pile of snow. So this is our current level. This is the level below us. And that means this is open to the air above it. So air can, snow can fall into it. Flying creatures can fly down into there, even if you build a wall around it. Doesn't matter. All right, but let's go down a level. All right, now we look at these. These are upward slopes, whereas this level, they were downward slopes. Okay. We've got some tetrahedrite, which is silver and copper. Same thing up here. Now that'll look different depending on what graphics pack you use, okay? I just happen to like Phoebus. I didn't use it always. I started with Mayday, and then there was a few releases where Mayday had a lot of problems, and I just kind of, I switched over to this and got used to it. So here's what I usually, well, that's your look. That's K. Tab moves this so we can shrink it down and get more viewing area. We can hit it again and it closes it completely. If we hit it again, then we get our map view, which is just the overview of our whole area. You can have both parts open. You can have this bigger where you can see everything, or shrink it down. I usually play with it off unless I need to refresh myself on something, but I'm going to leave it up so you can see what I'm, as I reference what I'm hitting. All right, I'm going to scroll out. Now, what I want to do is I want to designate just to get my cursor up. And my cursor's right there, and I'm going to use the shift and arrow keys. So again, we kind of talked about this in the first video, moving around the map. When you use your arrow keys, that's down arrow, left arrow, left arrow, left arrow, left arrow, down arrow, up arrow. If you just hit the arrow key, it moves one spot per click. If you hold the shift button when you hit the arrow, it jumps like 10 spaces. All right, so that's an easy way to get around the map quicker. All right, so I want to come up to the middle part, and I want to use the shift down or up. I want to find our wagon. There we are there, but we're in the upper right portion. This dark area, this is the border of the next zone. We'll never be able to access that, but that's where people can come from. Same from the top, same from the bottom, same from the west and the left and the right, unless you're bordered up against water, okay, which we're not. All right, so watch this. I'm going to use the shift and arrow keys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that's not quite accurate. All right, so we're 19 in either direction. Now I think that's because I'm zoomed out so far. It's usually 14 when I'm in closer, but so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So right about there's the middle of our map. Now what you have to remember is when you are attacked, they're going to attack from the edges of the map. So you want to have your entrance somewhere close to the middle to make them travel as far as possible to get to you, to give you more time to respond. If they have to walk from here all the way out to here, you're going to have that whole distance to respond, whereas if my entrance is here, they're going to be able to attack you almost right away, just moving from here to here. So, you know, and you go, well, I'll build it up here, and yeah, they'll have to go a long way, but then you're susceptible to attacks from the northern and eastern edge very quickly. So it's kind of a good rule of thumb to build in the center of your map. But do we, can we do that? Based on what our map looks like? Well, maybe not. So let's spend a few minutes looking around the map. And I want to K. I hit escape. I want to look. All right, so first thing I'm going to come up. Okay, this is the mountain area. All right, that's tetrahedrite. I'm just kind of looking to see what I've got around. Microline, claystone. I'm staying up on the top edge, now the right edge. All right, now we do have some soil here, loam. Now loam is where you can farm at. You cannot farm in stone unless you do some additional things. But in dirt, you can farm right away. All right, so we're going to be wanting some dirt. All right. Now there's a lot of dirt here, and we have the loam coming out. And then if we go up, and how do we do that again? Shift less than is up. This is all loam here. So this should all be soil underneath this area. Now, that may not be where I want to go immediately, or maybe it is. Now, let's see. A lot of people like to just dig straight into the mountain. Well, all my mountain ranges are pretty far away, keeping in mind the center of my map is right up in this area here. All right, so if we come down a level, now this is closer, and this actually makes a good entrance, potentially. You want to be typically 3 wide, because that's the width that it takes for a wagon to pass through. When your trading partners come, they're going to bring wagons, and if you want them to get to your trade depot, they will need to, be able to get in. Now you can build your depot outside, and that gives you other options here. Not a problem. But, it is what it is. So let's, how much time do we have left? Man, we're about halfway through, and I don't really want to start. So let's call this video done. We finished going through all of these buttons and what they do. Oh, and the space button, your space bar, is your pause button. Okay? So let's go ahead and put a cut in right here. And on the next one, we'll actually start doing something with those buttons and commands, and that way we can kind of get into some of the second layer commands where we actually start doing things. So guys, thanks for checking this out. I hope it helps a little bit. I think you'll start getting a lot more in the next video, because that's where we'll actually be doing some things. But still, I think it helps you to kind of see how to kind of get through the process and understand what everything does. Thanks for your time. We'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.